Hi everyone, it's Jess, aka Colouring Bumblebee, and I'm back today with another video for you. Today I'm going to be sharing my first thoughts and flip through of the latest Mythographic book. This is Mythographic Mythical Beasts, illustrated by Weronika Kolinska. I believe this is her first, or one of the first books that they've released in the Mythographic series, and just from the cover and a couple of preview images I saw on Amazon, I fell in love with this book, so I didn't watch any flip throughs of it, although it was just released yesterday. It took one day longer to arrive to me. I thought I would flip through this with you and show you my first impressions. I'll try and name all of the mythical creatures best I can. So we are greeted with the beautiful front cover. I'm just trying to adjust here. There we go. So we have our front cover, which is the same as the cover image. I've still yet to ever colour one of these. I need to do that someday. And the first image we have here are of some jackalopes with wings. Do they usually have wings? I'm not sure. But I love this sort of mushroom forest scene to it. Imagine this with a lot of sort of earthy tones and maybe some bright pops of pinks and purples. Oh wow, we got this gorgeous Capricorn, or otherwise known as a sea goat. This would be awesome with aquatones and like a bright pop of gold for this trident. I think this one looks awesome. Wow, we've got this stag here with so much going on in the antlers, so many fine tiny details. We've got a little squirrel here, we've got spider webs, a bird's nest, bird, snake, caterpillar or millipede, little frog, tons of little mushrooms, a little snail there. Not sure how I would tackle this page, but I don't think I'd be able to use alcohol markers for this because there are so many teeny tiny details that they would just bleed over the lines. We have a turtle with a little city on his back. I know Candice, aka Happy Catastrophe, has complained recently about how almost every single mythographic book seems to have a turtle or a tortoise with something on its back, so this book is no exception. This one, he's sort of floating in space, which is kind of cool. Be fun to do a galaxy background, sort of blues and purples, and have that contrast with like the greens of the turtle. I think that would look lovely. Ooh, we've got this. I believe this is a cockatrice. It's a cockerel or hen chicken with a snake's tail. This is really interesting. Not sure how I would approach this. I don't know why, but I'm seeing these flames as green. We've got a little crab attacking what looks to be sort of like Atlantis, underwater city. We've got a nice bright sun at the top. I think it'd be fun to sort of contrast the sun with the sort of blues maybe at the bottom. We have a gorgeous phoenix here. Definitely lots of red tones and yellows that I would use on this page. Not sure what I would do for the background, whether I'd want to keep these as leaves or maybe do it as sort of brown tone to really make the phoenix pop off the page, have a sort of neutral background, sort of as if it's like a wooden engraved situation. I think that might look cool. We have some horses galloping through the seas. I'm not sure, is that tail supposed to be with the horse? What are these called? Is it a hippocampus maybe? Horse-fish hybrid? You could do this in a variety of ways. You could do it as sort of a stormy sea with dark blues and greys, or you could do it as a more brighter scene with lighter blues and aquatones. Wow. We've got this gorgeous dragon getting us ready for the Mythographic dragon spell that is going to be released next year. I believe that's by Joseph Kattenbang. It looks like it's going to be amazing. Definitely would want to use lots of metallic gold watercolours for the treasure to make it really stand out. Definitely explore sort of lighting here with these lighting rays, or just colour them normally. Not sure what colour I'd be the dragon. Maybe a red, maybe a purple, maybe a green, maybe something completely different. We have two absolutely gorgeous mermaids here in this underwater scene. Definitely lots of bright, vibrant colours that you could use for this page, I think. Especially with all the corals at the bottom, the different fishes. Beautiful. We have really fun looking octopus with this sort of sea spacey kind of theme with all the planets and the stars. I feel like you could do a sort of a galaxy effect in the background. And we've got these windows leading to different scenes. We've got a window leading to the underwater and a window leading to the earth outside with the bird and trees and sort of grasses there. It's a really interesting one. Love to see that coloured. We have what looks to be another phoenix here with this very kind of psychedelic background with all these eyes in the clouds. Not sure how I would colour this, or if I would colour this. It's a bit creepy, and these eyes seem to be crying. You've got water droplets. I imagine this with dark, moody colours, and maybe a bright phoenix in the centre, sort of a dark bluey greys for the clouds to sort of echo the sad tone of that. Interesting. We've got a really fun whale that's being almost carried by these hot air balloons through the water. We've got loads of jellyfish surrounding it. I imagine blues, purples, greens on this page. Oh wow, what on earth is this creature? We've got what appears to be a dragon body with a fish head, a goat's head, a lion's head, a snake's head, a wolf's head with horns, not sure, and sort of a bunny's head. I've never seen anything like this. If you know what that is, let me know in the comments below. But, how many heads does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different heads of different creatures on it. This would be a really interesting page to colour. I would have no idea where to start with this. I would have to look up some reference images maybe for this creature. We've got, I was about to say some more mermaids, but they've got feet, but they also have some fins on their arms. This is really interesting. And they're sort of watching sadly as the figure is sailing away here. I love this little frog at the bottom. He's super cute. You've got a really interesting sort of difference between that under the water and on top of the water. So that'd be fun to explore and play with. Wow, what a detailed page. This has got to be one of the most detailed pages I've got in my collection. We've got this sort of tree foresty man with the moon behind him, an owl on his shoulder, a ball by his side. Definitely lots of greens and earth tones. I wonder how I would do it to make him stand out. This could be a night sky with the moon, but you could also make it sort of a snowy scene as well. All the foliage at the bottom. That is super detailed, that one. We've got a Pegasus here, a winged horse, looking in a very sort of a Hercules style. What's the name of the heavens called? I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm thinking of the Disney film with the sort of like Colosseum pillars and the clouds. I would do these clouds sort of pinks and peaches and purples, sort of a really soft, like sunsetty sky, especially with this sun shining down. I think that would look beautiful. We have what could be like a basilisk or just a giant snake wrapped around this tree with a really cool perspective here. And all these snakes at the bottom. If you're not a snake fan, this is not a page for you, that's for certain. I think that would look really cool. We have a very regal looking hippogriff here, protecting his eggs, or her eggs, and also some treasures they've collected with the crown and the jewels. That looks really fun, and the sort of sun rays really focusing your attention on this central image. We have a goat here. Is this some sort of mythical creature I'm not sure about? Oh, but it's actually been injured. It's been shot at with arrows, and the blood's coming out. It's a little bit gory compared to some of the other mythographic books I've got in my collection. But we've got these really fun furs in the sort of corners of here, blossoms down here, butterflies. These furs are giving me like winter, but then the rest of it is giving me spring. Interesting. We have Medusa here. This looks like it'd be a lot of fun to colour. I would definitely try to challenge myself and do her skin green to match the green snakes of her hair, and maybe have pops of gold with these cups around. And not sure what I would do with the background, but that would be something that I'd get to at the end. This one I immediately have ideas of how I would colour it. This looks like it'd be a lot of fun. Wow. We've got this extremely long dragon here. Is it multiple dragons? That's where one goes. And we've got another one that's going round like this, but it has no head that I can see, sort of guarding this castle. This is giving me sort of like Sleeping Beauty vibes with the vines as well. I think greens and purples, and this moon in the background. Lots of fun to colour. Oh, what is this creature called? It's in the 50 Mythical Miniature book by Kamina Angel Cover, and it's got it written there, but I cannot think of what it's called right now at the top of my head. But it's sort of a bird with a woman's face flying through the sky, loads of trees surrounding her. Not sure how I would approach that one. Ooh, this is really cool. This sort of sad looking figure here, gazing down towards this lone flower that's blooming on the tree with a few leaves, a few mushrooms. This is really interesting. I would definitely have a dark background going into the bright light here to really focus your attention on this flower. Maybe make it a golden flower. That might be fun. Oh, wow. We have an elephant with tentacles coming out of its face. Never seen anything like this before. We have loads of coral at the bottom as well, so you can use lots of bright, fun colours there, and the sort of sand for the bottom. Never seen anything like that. That's really interesting. We have what appears to be another phoenix, but with more of a rooster's head, and a sort of Asian themed background with the lanterns and the bamboo. I always love colouring bamboo. There's something really relaxing about it to me. Oh my gosh, look at that. This is super cute. I love this. Not sure what the animal is. It's like a lion, but with goat's ears and goat's horns, and three sort of forked tail. And it's sort of sitting amongst this rock with all these flowers and vines around it. I think I would imagine this as sort of a night sky. But his face is super cute. I love that. A little bit of a simpler one. We've got this scarab beetle, again in a night sky sort of background with these sort of Egyptian objects. I'm not sure what you call these, but you often see them with like a picture with like Anubis or an Egyptian god holding them, sort of like a staff almost. I'm not sure what they're called though. But yeah, definitely do sort of blues and purples for the background, contrasted nicely with the yellow for the sun there. I'm not sure what colour I'd do the beetle, but definitely a contrasting one to the rest of the image would be really fun. Wow, we have a very majestic looking centaur here. It's really interesting having this cloak surrounding him, sort of that more human element to the page. Not only does he have the torso of a human, he's also wearing a cloak like a human, sort of like a wizard centaur. I see this with a lot of purples in the background. I really love all this sort of paraphernalia around the outside. I think that looks like lots of fun to colour. Definitely use some metallic watercolour paint on this. We have a nice desert landscape, sort of this lizard with cactus growing out of its back, and instead of the lizard texture, it's sort of a cactus texture on its skin. Lots of greens and yellows and browns for this page I could see. Ooh, what is this creature? It's a bird but with 4 legs and 3 heads and large feathers coming out of its back, and lots of leaves surrounding it, lots of greenery and nature around the outside, but it also looks to be sort of at the circus as well with this tent in the background. This face almost looks like a flamingo face. Do it pink. Not sure what colour I would do that. We have a minotaur here. I really love this sort of labyrinth style background. I wonder if the maze like leads to anywhere. Yeah, this looks like not sure what I would do for the background, but I'd make the colours of the minotaur really stand out and really bold and vibrant. Then maybe have a darker background to really draw your attention to the main image here. We have Cerberus guarding the underworld here. It's holding a skull. There's snakes coming out the side. He looks almost fiery with all this fur. Wow, look at this one. This beautiful fairy creature with long flowing hair, these beautiful wings, framed with this circle and all the greenery. This is probably one of my favourite pages from the book, but this is just the sort of image that I'm most drawn to. I could picture this with lots of pinks and purples, pastel colours for me. Oh wow, I feel like this is such a contrasting image from the sort of beauty and splendour of this fairy to this kind of goofy looking creature here on the simplistic background of this like pirate's map. What creature is that? It's got like a boar's head, got like the body of a fish, sort of alligator, and it's got eyes on it. That's really, I think it's quite funny, that one. We've got up to 3 toads sitting on this sort of mushroom scene. Looks to be sort of floating. I might do a black background to really make the image pop off the page for this one. Oh, I love this. Maybe this is my favourite. This sort of scene of a gnome village, but instead of houses that are stationary, they're on snails. So I love the idea that they're constantly moving throughout the forest with their snail houses, carrying flower umbrellas, swinging through the trees. Love this. We've got this cool sort of sea serpent creature here creating a whirlpool in the ocean. This reminds me of an image from Kirby's Mythic World, where it's sort of this similar whirlpool with the sort of sea snake to it. Really fun. Oh, these are some fun creatures. Sort of a deer's body, but an owl's head. Their faces are so funny. Lots of green for the leaves in the background, and this book has a lot of rays of light coming through, which creates an interesting challenge for us that don't tend to do much with our light sources, this would be a good sort of encouragement to do some more. Oh wow, we've got this sort of spider lady. And I love how her hair is coming out almost like a spider web. That's really beautiful. Sort of the contrast of the sort of like scariness of the spider with the beauty of the flowers. I really like the sort of the dichotomy between the two ideas. I think it'd be fun to do her with black hair. Maybe a bright colour for this top area to really contrast with some lighter colours around the outside. It's a fun one. We've got this adorable bear sort of formed with this constellation, and we've got bees. You know I love colouring bees in these honeycomb sections. Another space themed one, that's fun. We have, oh, what is this creature called with the 3 heads? Oh, what's it called? Cannot think of what it's called, but it's got a snake's head, a lion's head and a goat's head. And again, a similar theme in this book is having this sort of florally border. Oh wow, I've just noticed that it's standing on some mirror or reflective surface, because you can see the lion's head and paw and the snake's head is being reflected here. That's really fun. Love that image. We have some sort of wolf looking bats or fox bats. I suppose you could colour them. They have sort of foxy tails in this sort of night scene. In fact, I think I would colour them as fox bats, because the dark black blue background would contrast nicely with the orange of the fox bats. I think they're so cute. Oh my gosh, that is almost psychedelic, isn't it? This sort of reflected look. In fact, it doesn't look as daunting when you just see half the page, but when you have the mirror image, it is terrifying. But you've got this very scary looking beast in the middle with all these beautiful roses around the outside, loads of jewels. This is a bit of a crazy image. Love it though. Oh wow. We have a lion's body with a man's head and a scorpion tail walking through what looks to be a crumbling building. We've got a little snake butterflies, all this greenery hanging down. That looks really fun to colour, that one. Oh wow. We have this sort of moth creature with a very menacing looking face. Again, a nighttime scene with the moon in the background, these sort of firefly moth type creatures. And I really love this gate that sort of frames the picture. Beautiful. And that was our last page. So that is everything from Mythographic Mythical Beasts. One of my new favourites, definitely, and I'm really enjoying Weronika Kolinska's art style. I like colouring flowers, and I also love colouring animals. So it's a really great book for that. If you like flowers and animals, you've got a great mix of those on almost every image. Lots of colour. That one intimidates me so much. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below which was your favourite page and which you would like to see me tackle on the channel first. And I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.